Hello, a very good afternoon to each and every one of you watching the show today. Welcome to the Vedic Maths Forum India podcast. This podcast is being streamed live on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube. So, welcome again, each and every one of you to the show. And we have a very special guest today. His name is Dr. Yogesh Chandna. He's an author and a very, very well respected Vedic mathematics expert. He's a renowned educator and one of the leading proponents of Vedic mathematics in the country. With decades of experience in teaching and training, Yogesh ji has played a pivotal role in simplifying complex mathematical concepts through ancient Vedic techniques. He is widely respected for his engaging style, practical methodologies, and abilities to make math fun, fast, and accessible to students to all age groups. Through workshops, seminars, and educational programs, he has trained thousands of students, teachers, and professionals, helping them build speed, accuracy, and confidence in mathematics. Dr. Yogesh Chandna has also contributed significantly to the spread of Vedic mathematics through his books, book fairs, and structured courses, making him a prominent figure in the field of alternative maths education. So let's put our hands together to welcome him. I'll bring him on screen.
Namaste
Welcome, sir.
and hello to
Namaste. How are
everyone.
you? It's so great to have you, Yogesh ji, to the show
Thank you
today.
very much.
It's a privilege and honor, and thank you for
We
taking
are
out time
honored, sir.
today.
We are honored.
So one of the first questions which I had, which I asked you earlier also, okay, how did the curiosity for Vedic maths begin? What first drew you toward Vedic mathematics, and how did this entire journey start?
See, you just said ki I was into deep teaching and learning for decades. So no, it's the journey started in actual on 28th Feb 2020 when I was
Oh, very
into
nice.
yeah. So I was there for a silent meditation in Siddheshwar the Soul that was in Tirupati. And during this deep meditations, I had only one question in my mind. And the question was, why students commit suicide?
Ah,
And I was not getting the answer. If you see the results, the day when results of 10th class and 12th are released, so many suicidal cases we hear about.
true,
And when you go through the data, when you check everything, you find that mathematics is the reason for this. And that question was in my mind: should maths be the reason? Can we simplify it? And before that, I also had heard about Vedic mathematics. So I had curiosity also and frustration also. Now the curiosity was, it is simple. I heard it. It is faster. I heard it. But the frustration was, then why it is not being used? You got the
true,
things.
true,
So everybody has the same thing. We are curious to learn, but at the same time, when we don't get the opportunity to learn, we feel, then what is, how should we go ahead? And that is a question for each and every person, each and every parent, right? So there, when
true.
I started thinking about this, and when I finished my this meditation, I came back, and unfortunately there was a corona time. And that, but it, I was blossomed that that was a time when I could write something. And then the entire story started of writing the
Wow.
books and then coming to the sessions and all. So it was just because of my meditations where I started my journey.
Wow. Wow, that's fascinating to know, Yogesh, that you found your calling in Vedic mathematics through meditation. So that is amazing. I also do meditate a lot, and it is only through those meditations only that I find out a little early in life what the purpose of my life. So it's so nice to see that there is a common bond between us of meditation. So was there a
Yes.
any defining moment when you realized the true power of Vedic maths, sir?
Yes, of course. When I started teaching, see, writing was the purpose. When I started writing, within 3 months, I wrote 3 books because we all
Right.
were free. We were locked inside the doors, and writing was not the time was difficult. But when I started transformation, when I started teaching, then I
Mhm.
realized, yes, it is not only a study, it is a transformation. So Vedic maths is a journey of transformation from fear of mass to confidence. It gives you that feeling, yes, I can, right? And the last and the best part, it enables you to think in a different way. So that means a complete transformation in anyone, any child, any parent, anyone. And I believe that it changed me a lot. So the transformation started from me itself.
Wow. Wow. So those breakthrough moments when you have the aha moment, the enlightening moments in Vedic maths when you go through the books is fascinating. And I'm sure those breakthrough moments brought you into the mainstream of Vedic mathematics today. So did you face any challenges in the early days to promote Vedic maths? Corona was
uh,
5, 6 years back.
the See, if I say, if we go through the time chain, so 2020 I started, I thought, I got the first appreciation, you can say, or the first breakthrough in on 10th March 21. That was from a
Okay.
letter from government of Haryana secondary education,
Uh-huh.
that I'm supposed to teach all the government school teachers. So,
Mhm.
but there also, see, now I got the opportunity, but again,
Right.
awareness was one question which was always haunting. Right now, there are always two questions. One is, will a student will not get confused, he's studying maths in the class and Vedic maths in evening, or
True.
he's studying two different ways. So awareness was one issue. And generally, when we talk about Vedic maths, so there is one common line we say, it is trick. So that transformation, for making them understand that it is not a bunch of tricks, but it is a complete, you can say, system of thinking, visualization, reasoning, logic. So that took some time, but since I got the platform, so it was not never a difficult job for me. And immediately I got the platform from other countries, so it was very uh, it was a jolly ride.
Superb. So let's show everybody the book which you have authored. Is Learn Math the Easy Way, Vedic Math a Competitive Exam, and there's some a lot of other books also you have authored. So tell me, sir, and you're promoting it in a very grand way, I must say, because through book fairs, I don't see anybody promoting Vedic Math through book fairs. It's a powerful way to get a national footprint. So how was the journey? You've been to
Uh,
Andaman and Nepal, Dubai, you've been all across the world. How has been the
yes.
journey?
So again, it started with Srinagar. So NBT, National Book Trust of India, they planned a book fair in Srinagar in 24. And at that time, I was in Nepal giving sessions. I had 16 sessions that time. So I directly
Right.
came from Nepal to Srinagar. And but I had a feeling Vedic. See, we all are aware that Vedic is what it has been taken from our Vedas. So will the people
Correct.
of Srinagar accept that? That was one question which was haunting me. But the moment I reached there, the moment we spent 9 days over there, I saw people accept. The only thing is, you need to give them or share your knowledge with them. Right
True.
now, what happens in book fairs is, most authors come, but most of their people are booksellers or book
Mm.
distributors. And when someone is walking in, they
Mm.
expect some knowledge, right? So when I'm there, I can directly connect with parents, educators, students across India. So I thought that
Wow.
that is a powerful platform to talk to teachers, students, schools, institutions, you can say everyone. So I was able to create a grassroots awareness, and that allowed me to build national footprints. organically, you can
Wow.
say.
Wow.
Well,
So where all
so
have these
every
book fairs been happening?
every stall became a classroom, right? When somebody walks in,
Right.
we give them the concept. So every stall is a walk, you can say, is a classroom itself.
True, true. That's important to have each and every stall transforming itself into a Vedic Maths
Correct.
classroom with your enthusiasm, with your input. So that's amazing to know. So where all have these book fairs you participate in happen across the country and you've been all across. So that's amazing. What you were telling me also that you are attempting to have a Guinness record of sorts for Vedic Maths book in 54 languages. So doing that,
53.
is that very difficult?
No, again, see, now that is not difficult. That is, you can say, it's an enjoyable journey. Now,
Absolutely.
our government of India, they have introduced BTech in different regional languages. They are introducing every course in different languages. So why not Vedic mathematics? Now, when I talk, see, when you go to any state, South India, let's talk about South India first. So when you go to
Yeah.
deep inside the state, means into the villages and all, the students need regional language. Now, if you
True.
talk to them in Hindi or English, that's not practically possible. So we started with Marathi. My see, first of all, I have four books. I've written four books for students, class third, fourth, fifth, two books, and sixth, seventh, eighth. So right now I'm just translating one book, the book one for third, into 53 languages.
Mhm.
So we did with Marathi,
Wow.
got a good response. Kannada, now it is implemented in so many local schools in Belagavi district to start with, and
Mhm.
now others.
Mhm.
Similarly, Gujarati, when we reached Ahmedabad, Gujarati. When we reached uh, Tirupati, Telugu. When we reached Chennai, Tamil. When we reached Goa, Konkani. So similarly, Nepali, Germany, German. So that's how journey is going on. I was now one of book fair was cancelled due to this ongoing
Mhm.
war. Otherwise, we
Yeah.
are launching Arabic as well as Urdu. So that was supposed to be launched in
Fantastic.
Abu Dhabi.
Wow. That's fascinating to know. Absolutely, sir. So you also travel abroad doing your workshops and of course the book fairs. And recently you had an amazing conference and seminars in Nepal also where you were invited and you awarded the author's award there in Nepal. Let me show that image to everybody. We got the author's award 2025. Congratulations, sir, for that.
Thank you. So this was 2nd November 2025 from the same book competition. So that was my 11th book.
Wow.
Yes.
So how is the scene in Nepal for Vedic mathematics? How
Nepal.
have they received it?
Now, see, Nepal, they follow Indians. They respect our culture, our knowledge, Vedic knowledge.
Hmm.
So they are very, we have a very strong bond. Educational bond is very strong. So they are always keen that someone to come to Nepal and teach them, train them as an elder brother. You know, that kind of feeling is there among them. And whenever I visit Nepal, I always feel that I'm in my own country. So nothing changes. More respect you get. So it's positive. Means you are treated as a big brother. So I think that's the wonderful feeling.
Absolutely, because you're training so many students into the subject of Vedic mathematics and feeling like an elder brother is much natural. So, did you interact with the government as well in Nepal? How have they responded to Vedic maths?
Now they I have done sessions with UGC, CDC, UGC as University Grant Commission, CDC.
Yeah.
There is a course development council. They develop courses. Then one
Okay.
is their board of examination. Then
Uh huh.
there are schools. Pebson is one of the associations which deal with all these schools and institutions. But uh,
Uh-huh.
you know, when we talk about on a larger scale with the country level, it takes time. But still, I have agreements with Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu University, so that we are going on. But If I say, like in India, NEP, no, right now, but we will get it done. That I'm hoping so, because they, when I said, they treat you as a big brother, not me, everyone. So
Hmm.
students, teachers, they are ready to acquire the same knowledge. Yeah. So I think we are on the right track, positive. So it's good.
Let me share with you another picture with our audience and you as well. You love this. So let's show this picture to everybody. Do you remember this, sir?
23rd March. No, sorry. Yes.
So we were in the conference. I think it was last year,
Yes. 24th.
and that is where we first. Absolutely. So it was a wonderful time, and that was the first time when I met you there.
Yes, sir.
And it's amazing to also show everybody what you got out of that conference, which was amazing. So we got a letter from the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Yoginath ji, and that was amazing. So tell us about that story.
No,
How
same,
did
same story.
everything happen
We
in
both were
Yogi?
invited. Everybody. So 32 Vedic Maths, you can say, trainers were invited. Not sorry, Vedic trainer. It was
True.
Vedic science, Vedic astrology, everybody. So we both were invited for Vedic mathematics, and so talks were going on. And then when I shared my books with them, so after that I got this letter of appreciation, and such letters motivate you. Now,
True.
one
True.
one
100%.
one thing I must add over here. Even our uh, Prime Minister of India, he appreciated you. Then every time he gets a chance, like in Priksha Pe Charcha or any platform, he's
True.
always praising about Vedic mathematics. So what more we should
Yes.
ask for? Our Prime Minister is
Absolutely.
advertising for us. He's supporting all of us. I think that should be the pride moment, and we should take our heritage like he's taking. So that is what I believe in. We should acknowledge that.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, sir, on this. And you worked for and you authored some books for the Haryana Education Department as well.
It's not.
So what did you work
No.
on?
No. That was the
Please
story was,
correct me if
again.
I'm wrong.
No. I'll tell you. See, I told you the first platform I got was from Haryana department, and here I'll add one thing more. I was
Sure.
into one ashram at that time, Art of Living Pune ashram for 6 months,
Okay.
and it was around one because I went to the ashram on 12th of Feb, and I got this letter. Yes, it was written on 10th, so I got in on 13th or 14th. So just
Mm-hmm.
1 month I was there in ashram. So everybody appreciated, and they said, now you go back. I said, I am here for 6 months, you know, because you have to make a commitment. Corona
True.
time was there. So you have to make a commitment,
Hmm.
and I committed that I will be there in the ashram for 6 months. And the moment I received this letter, they said, okay, now you go. I said, see, it won't be possible again to come back. They said, no, it's okay, because such opportunities people get, really they don't get. And after that only, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, he released my books in October, and
Wow.
thereafter I am taking care of their schools. So coming back to Haryana now, like, they were, again and again we need to inculcate into the school syllabus. That is our priority. Everybody is, we that
Absolutely.
is what that government should support. So now their books are being getting ready, SCRT books. So in fourth standard and fifth standard, we have inculcated Vedic maths in the same maths book. So for that,
Wow.
I got again appreciation, because that content was shared by me. So it's not 100% authored by me. There are so many other authors, 10, 12 authors. But for Vedic maths, I gave the content.
Wow. That's fascinating. You're transforming lives, having breakthrough moment. is a pride for all of us. So we're so proud of you to be changing our future of our country and bringing it back to the Indian heritage. So, which let's talk about a little bit about the subject itself. So, you've been, as you just mentioned, you authored the books for the formative years. So, which sutra do you think is the most powerful for beginners?
See, uh, to attract someone, what I feel is Nikhilam Navate Karmama Dashate. It's not for only students, it is basically a transformation.
Mm.
If you observe today, what kids are ruling out or what they are not able to understand, if you give them money, they
Yeah.
purchase something, but they don't know what balance they'll be getting in return. Now, with that sutra, as you know, all from 9, last from 10, we are able to
Yes.
do any money transaction of the world. And that sutra, I really feel pride moment. You know, if you see a new in my new book, I have written very clearly this sutra should be taught to everyone, particularly your
True.
peon, your driver,
Yeah.
your supporting staff. Why? Because generally we take help from them to get something from the market. What happens? Change is missing, and we see it is a human nature. We think who how the balance is coming wrong, or where has that money so when we teach this, everything is clear. And as we know, now what the pride moment is, this sutra was written
Mhm.
long back, and it
True.
is still applicable on all money transactions of the world. Any country you take, any person you take, everybody can use this. So I feel this is a pride moment also, as well as this fascinates the most. But otherwise, all sutras are great. Let it be Ikadikena Purvena, let it be Nikhilam, let it be Ekayune, every. So it's just how you take it. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt on that. No doubt on that. In fact, I must tell you that the Niklam Sutra, which is there, is the purpose which took me into the profession also. I was so fascinated with the problem of 98 into 97 that applying what the Niklam Navatasharam Dashita Sutra, it attracted me big time because that was a big number and solving it in less than 5 seconds
Yes, yes,
fascinated me like magic.
perfect. Well, correct. It is not only multiplication, it is solving your subtraction, it is solving your multiplication, then division, then so Nikhilam is one thing. But when you talk about, see why I said fascinating, there was one question in Quora.
Aha.
What will you teach to someone in just few minutes? And that should be a life changing thing. You know. Now there a doctor answered, I'll teach artificial respiration because, as per doctors, that is the thing which can bring a change. You can save somebody's life.
Mm.
An engineer said, I would teach how to draw a straight line because that is important. If you
Mm.
don't know how to draw a straight line, you cannot build a bridge, you cannot build a road, you cannot build a house. There, I answered this that I would teach everyone how to money transaction because it is applicable for a lawyer, it is applicable for a businessman, it is applicable for a beggar, and that is what I believe in. But yes, so many other we have from Nikhilam we can do a lot more.
Yeah, it's a very versatile sutra I found. Manifold application, and one of the other versatile sutras is also vertically and crosswise,
Correct, sir.
which has manifold applications as well. You can do squares, you can do duplex, you can do square roots through it. So yeah, these two sutras stand out in a big way for me as well.
Algebra. Now people think algebraic multiplication, but when if you have done Urdhva Sutra, then it is nothing. One line, finished.
Absolutely, absolutely fascinating how the world is getting united behind these sutras. So it's
Yes,
collaborative effort.
correct.
What are your thoughts on integrating Vedic math into the mainstream curriculum?
See, government is doing their part, And now, like Haryana government, if they have introduced in their school
mm,
books, so I think steps
mm,
are, they are taking the steps, and we need to be. See, change cannot be brought in a day, but definitely we all
mm.
should collaborate or do take more steps towards it. But before that, knowledge is very important. We need to create a awareness drive that Vedic maths is not a bunch of tricks. It is a system in
Yes.
itself. That is when we'll be able to make a transformation. If we'll try to do the same way as we do maths, then we will not be able to reach to the thing for what Vedic maths was done. So that is the reason I try to put more efforts on that.
So I must add at this point of time that we have our live viewers. The viewers, you can ask any question to Dr. Yogesh Chandna ji, and you can, if you're watching on YouTube, post your comments, or if you're on Facebook, you can post your comments as well, and we'll get a feedback, and we'll be happy to share some books of your Dr. Yogesh Chandna for you through this podcast as well. So can you tell me about a transformational story about helping a child?
There are a lot of stories, yeah. But I'll tell you one. I'll tell you three stories.
Yeah.
One student, two teachers. One was a student from Scotland. I taught him how to do tables in just 10 seconds. So one is using my nine trick, that nine concept,
Yeah.
using a game
Yes.
of TikTok, and another using place values. You know,
Okay.
the class finished, and within 30 minutes, I received a call from his father. He said,
Ah.
"What have you taught?" I said, "What happened?" Maybe, no, a call from Scotland. What have you
Hmm.
taught? Their
Yeah.
understanding is something you feel, oh, what has happened? Have I done something wrong? I said, "What happened?" No, what
Yeah.
have you taught first? Tell me. I said, "This is what I have taught." He said, "He's abusing all his teachers." I said, "Why?"
Ah.
He said, "He's a sixth standard student. From past six
Hmm.
years, he's not able to remember tables. He's not able to do tables, and you have taught in 5 to 10 minutes. So he's abusing." Now that was a compliment also, and goosebumps. What?
Yeah.
Initially, you think, yeah, what has happened? Now, similarly,
True. True. True.
one I was teaching one teacher. She was 3 months pregnant. Now, third month of
Ah.
pregnancy is what is the most difficult time.
Mhm.
She wrote, I have a review on the Google itself. She said, I was going to through the toughest time in my life, and three classes
Hmm.
have changed the
Hmm.
entire scenario. You just motivate. So I always add to this. I don't motivate. It is the system.
Hmm.
Vedic maths itself is so fascinating, so motivating, so energetic, so enlightening. You need to understand that. Don't cram it. So that was one. And recently, I
Hmm.
taught one lady 7 days workshop.
Yeah.
Third day, now her story is again very, you can scary also. You can say very.
Hmm.
Husband, oral cancer detected, paralytic patient, and she used to take care. She's taking care throughout the night. Now, a lady is sitting beside, so that husband is sleeping. She called
Mhm.
me up. She said, "Yesterday night, I was doing maths for 3 hours, and totally I'm fresh." So that is where you feel, yes, we have changed someone at least. We have brought that transformation for what we are looking. So otherwise, there are so many students, so many teachers across the globe, Nepal, India, but these three I can never forget.
Wow. Wow. That's fascinating that you brought about such a transformational change in them and brought about a very fascinating interest in mathematics as well. So you interact with a lot of people through book fairs, through online classes. You meet them a lot by traveling. So, are there any misconceptions about Vedic math which people have and that you want to break?
Only that one single, it is a bunch of tricks. And see, this is not a misconception, this is what was framed. If you google what is Vedic maths, so first 50 pages you'll see what has been written for last 4 years. But if you go beyond 50 pages, you will
Yeah.
find such comments. So, and see, but the opportunity is I take 2 minutes of there at my book
Mm.
fair, at my stall, and then they say, okay, yes, you are correct. So see, that is one reason I take this platform. Otherwise, I have to go to every university, every school, every institution where people are coming to me to listen. So I think that is the one reason I always attend every book fair which I can. But sometimes it happens, dates are clashing and you cannot make it out. Then my team is going
Yeah.
and they are doing the best.
Tell me about one Vedic math technique or method or trick which every student must know.
I told you, all from 9, last from 10 is
Curriculum.
the most
Curriculum.
fascinating. Yes, that every, because that will create curiosity. Second, now see, I focus on three things. My
Mm-hmm.
belief is no student is coming to you to learn maths, or you can say Vedic maths.
Mm.
No student. Now you need to understand the psychology. Parents are pushing the students to sit and listen. I'll share you a story on this after 5 minutes. But so
Sure.
I always give them three things. The first day, confidence. Now where will be the confidence coming from? See, every student is able to solve. Let's consider in a positive way. Everybody is able to solve,
Mm-hmm.
but they are not sure whether they are correct or not, because
Mm.
maths does not define how to check your answers. So I use that digit sum concept in the first class, so that my students should not ask, is this a answer? Rather they say, this is a
Mm.
answer. A big transformation. Is this a answer is question mark. And this is
Correct.
a answer is a confidence. First class. Second class, the burden. Now burden is tables. If we go back to our time, we also were getting, if not physical punishments, harassment and so many other things for tables, because it is very difficult to cram or remember tables. But with Vedic maths you can make it as a fun. A game of TikTok can be converted to learning tables. Day before yesterday I was teaching in one school which is in slum, in Dehradun, one dream foundation. They are this one, yes. You know, this is one of my best class because the transformation was 99.99. I'm not saying 100
Wow.
because that cannot be. Every student, and you
Sure.
can see the faces and the from you can understand, they all these students are coming from some and all those areas where they don't have to study, or they want, that foundation is doing a great job. And that ma'am, she said, sir, they are understanding, it's okay, but they are enjoying it. That is wonderful, you know. So that is
Wow.
what you get. Then so this is there. Now coming, I said, I'll share you a story. So the story was one of
Yeah.
a lady, a parent approached me and they said, my daughter wants to go for medical, but she doesn't want to study maths. And now I had a online conversation with her, like we are talking. She said,
Hmm.
sir, whatever you do, whatever you tell, I will not touch maths.
Such a big
Now,
phobia around mathematics.
so no, no, not Vedic mathematics, maths. So
Yeah,
such
maths
rude,
in general. Yeah.
such rude. So I said, okay, beta, where should I book your seat? Ukraine or Nepal? I asked bluntly this. I said, beta, where should I book your seat? So she said, no, I'll take admission in AIMS. I said, Beta, that's not practically possible. She said, why? I said, you're such a brilliant child. You'll get 100% marks in bio. She was
Hmm.
excited. I said, but in physics and chemistry, you won't get more than 75. She said, why? I said, you're getting 100% in physics and chemistry, but you're not attempting 25% paper, that is numericals. So you are attempting only 75%, na? So you'll get 75, 100% only. Now, if you're not touching maths, that means you'll not get that 25 marks.
True.
Within 1 second, she understood. She said, sir, when are you taking class? I said, I don't take classes. No, sir, I want to learn. I said, beta, I don't take class. No, no, sir, I want to learn. I said, no, I don't want to learn, teach. So that happens. You need to, sometimes you need to make them realize also. Otherwise, it's all is good. Everybody understands now.
Wow. Wow. That is a very great moment, of course, you had among so many. So it was such a pleasure having you, Yogesh. I know you have a conference to attend today. And let me show you the pictures of a book fair which you are having in Dehradun right now. So it's happening right now, stall number 139. So, guys, if you're in Dehradun or anywhere near Dehradun, do visit this stall number 139 at a Doon Book Festival, Dehradun. And I must tell you about the workshop on Vedic Maths for teachers which happened in Sikkim. It was a roaring success organized by Yogesh sir. You want to talk about that a bit, sir?
Yes, again, that was in October, October
Yeah.
4th, 4th. And we have holiday in on 2nd of October. So I had one
Hmm.
session in Jhapa, that's a border,
Hmm. Hmm.
Sikkim, sorry, Siliguri border. So first I had a session in Jhapa, second and third Ilam, that's a top hilltop. Again,
Okay.
728 students. So 2 days sessions. Then I returned back, and what happened? There was an accident. That bridge was due to floods and all. We just
Yeah.
crossed
Yeah.
that road. We just crossed
Ah.
that road, and in night itself we crossed, and there was this mishappening. And fourth
Oh
morning,
my
when
God.
we had this session, we had 3 4 more sessions to after this. But
Hmm.
unfortunately, because of that, government announced holiday and everything, so only this
Hmm.
we could do. And very good response. All the teachers, see, when you go to northeast, we they are very much inclined towards education, very much. So I felt the same in Imphal, then Siliguri, then you talk about Sikkim, you talk about Shillong. But in fact, if I say, I get response from everywhere. If you share your knowledge, if you have that knowledge with you, everybody accepts you. This is my belief. And I always say one thing. See, India gave Takshila University. That was the first university world we had. Numeral zero, India gave. Chess, India gave. Snakes and ladders, India. Ayurveda, we gave. Again, Bhaskacharya. Again, trigonometry, if you know it better. Then, and now it is a time Vedic mathematics. So we all should take that pride in this heritage and carry forward the legacy of India's scientific and mathematical genius to everyone. So that is what I believe in.
I think that is the mantra for the day today, that we must believe in our own heritage, in our own culture, and spread it everywhere we go through the channels
Correct.
we have. Superb, superb. So I would like to thank you. That was the last question we had. And thank you so much, Dr. Yogesh ji, for coming on the show today.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have to rush to the Dehradun Lake Gaon. I know that you have some time pressing on you, so I won't take much of your time. I would like to thank you so much for being on the show, and we look forward to doing a session with you again on Vedic Math on a podcast soon. So, namaste. Thank you, viewers.
Thank you so
Don't
much.
forget to like, share, or comment on the podcast which you just heard from Dr. Yogesh Chandna ji. and a renowned educator and motivator among students. And it's a pleasure to have you here once again. So thank you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Do share. Thank you, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.